Good afternoon. I hope you all had a very nice Christmas. We had a good one in spite of all of us being sick. I don't know what's up. For the past 2 weeks, we've all been kind of coughing and sneezing and just feeling really exhausted overall. And I'm talking to people, everybody seems to have some or all of these different conditions. So I don't know what the heck's going on, but hopefully we're all going to move into the new year in a better state. But we all pushed through and we did our thing, but it was definitely a struggle. I still feel a little bit tired, so I'm looking forward to the 3-day weekend. Can you believe that Sunday is New Year's Eve and our new year, 2024, will begin on Monday? I love numbers, so this story stuck out to me this week. You may have heard the last day of the year is 12/31/2023, obviously, right? But in other words, it's 123, 123. So many people love this stuff. You've heard the stories that people have locked down the day to get married. I guess that is definitely one way to not forget your wedding anniversary it could be guys and girls, right? So we'll see. It's just a lot of interesting stuff, but I'm excited to end 2023, as I'm sure many of you are as well. And I'm ready to start a new year with a clean slate. So let's do this. Thank you for tuning in today. I am the Financial Chick, and you are listening to the Financial Chick Show. My name is Denise Nostrom, the CEO and owner of Diversified Financial Solutions, a full-service independent financial planning firm located in Medford. I'm here live every Friday at 5:30 p.m. on 103.9 LA News Radio. Your Financial Chick is here to help you make better financial decisions and choices to improve your life and reduce your anxiety and stress about money. If you want to know more about me or my firm, you can check out my website at financialchickshow.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram at Diversified Financial Solutions, so like our pages to get updates and see what is happening. So we had a great show last week with my team. Yesterday we had our staff Christmas lunch at Mama Lombardi's restaurant right there in Holbrook. I'm sure many of you know it. They never disappoint. The food and the service was great. They've been there for years, and again, the consistency is good, and that's a sign of a really good business. I'm so happy to have Brian and Mike as my employees. They are both such real people, and they work very hard to help me and the clients. Mike actually just received his study material, and he will be beginning his coursework to become licensed in the field. So our journey is beginning. So we have a very exciting 2024. Brian will possibly be taking a course to assist clients with Social Security needs. So I'm very blessed to have them with me. The past few years have been challenging with staffing issues, and as clients, you probably all have lived that with me, so you know what I'm talking about. But it's really refreshing right now to have a comfortable and pleasant work environment again. So many great things on the horizon, and we are very excited to start 2024. But let's go back in time. 2023 was quite an interesting year. So here are some highlights, and as I was going through this, preparing for the show, some of the things I remembered, but some of them I didn't remember. So really interesting stuff, and it's been quite an interesting year. All right, so in January of this year, Kevin McCarthy was elected House Speaker after the Republicans took the majority in the House of Representatives. But he only got the position after 15 votes, only to be ousted months later. So we remember that had happened a little bit after. Then in February, Norfolk Southern train derails in East Palestine, Ohio, with chemicals that were inside the train that were, a big concern for environmental concerns. So, we kind of didn't hear much about that. I mean, it's just interesting news. News happens and then it just kind of gets squashed, But also in February of this year, the U.S. shoots down Chinese spy balloon. It was the size of actually 3 school buses. And this was, of course, after weeks that this thing was floating over the United States, which was crazy. So I actually almost forgot about that till I read it. I was like, oh my gosh, there was just so many things that went on. In March of this year, Alex Murdaugh, I don't know if anybody was watching that court case, but Alex Murdaugh was sentenced to life in prison. He was convicted of murdering his wife and son. And it really that would have been bad enough just doing those things, but the guy had a whole array of items that it was just a mess. He did a lot of different things. So I think they're trying to overturn that or something. We're trying to get it overturned, but I don't know. Also in March, in my lane, we saw regional banks fail, prompting the federal government to intervene. We saw Silicon Valley and Signature banks, go down. So that was very, very interesting. And, we talked about it on the show earlier in the year. So it did have a little bit of a ripple effect, but fortunately not too much of a ripple effect that didn't affect most of us, which is a good thing. March of 2023, former President Donald Trump was indicted for a crime. Now, with this one, this is just kind of interesting. This is something that when this poor gentleman actually wanted to run for president, they already had him being impeached before he even was elected. So it just seems to be a common theme with the things that are going on with that. But that was in March. Then we go to May. I guess April was a quiet month, but that was the end of March, actually. May, Hollywood writers go on strike, disrupting the entertainment industry. So that went on, and actually that just got rectified literally weeks ago. But for the longest time, if you want to get some downtime, you want to watch TV. There was nothing new that was going on. You had to go to your Netflix, and I think even that was disrupted too. Also in May, COVID-19 was no longer considered a global health emergency. So I figured that took a bit of time. So it started in March of 2020. It wasn't until May of 2023 that they basically said that it's over. But is it? We've heard things in the news media as well that things could be coming back. And remember, there is an election coming up this coming year. So we shall see. Keep that to be continued. Also in May, Title 42 expires as the federal government tries to handle the immigration or migration or whatever you want to call it. Of course, that was the beginning of the end. And since May, we've had a lot of people come into the country, which has certainly changed the dynamics of many things. June 8th, again, President Trump indicted, this time in federal court, for document mishandling. If we kind of go back in time, with the Clintons, and there's just been a lot of different things where documents were taken by presidents, and even our current president as a vice president took documents. But so again, a lot of interesting things happening, and we shall see. Nothing has gone full circle, but they're trying. Also in June, Titan, I forgot this one. Titan submersible goes missing. It likely imploded near the Titanic and 5 people died. That was that submarine that went down. These very wealthy people decided that they want to go down and see if they could see the remains of the Titanic, and something happened, and they were gone, and they all disappeared. July of 2023, interest rates jumped to the highest level in 22 years, up 5.5%. There was 11 increases over 2 years, and inflation went to 9% in June of 2022. So, I hear a lot of news media, I'm just going to interject this, a lot of news media that, everything's great this year compared to last year, it's unbelievable, prices are down, inflation's down. Yeah, that's true. However, last year things were just out of sight, and they're still high, but the fact that they came down, just like anything, just like a clock hits 12 twice a day, things go back. If things go up super high, they're going to come down. So we're still not out of the woods in that arena. Things are better, but when the current administration says that everything's great, I think we all know when we go to the supermarket and live our daily lives, that's probably not totally true. Okay, August of 2023. Remember the wildfires in Hawaii that wiped out an entire town and killed 99 people. And then, not to mention, this wasn't in the article, but I had remembered this too, all of the Canadian wildfires that hindered our summer here in New York with the smog. And I remember actually one of my employees, he had this cough that went on for 3 months. It was ridiculous. So there were fires. September of 2023, the United Auto Worker strike. So that was something that was just rectified within the past couple of weeks too. So that went on for most of the year. September of 2023, Joe Biden's son, Hunter, charged by federal grand jury for firearm charges. Nothing on Hunter's finances yet, but just wait, there was more to come. Let's see. In October, Hamas launched terror attack in Israel, and Israel responded with bombing Gaza. So we're running into the break right now, so we'll kind of stop there for a moment. But you can see we're into October, but there was so much that went on in 2023. So we'll finish up going back, and then we're going to look forward and see what is happening. So you're listening to the Financial Chick Show. This is Denise Nostrom. My company's Diversified Financial Solutions. I help you look for financial solutions when you feel like there are none. Feel free to contact me at 631-758-8691. Stay tuned after the break. Oh, just wanted to do a recap because we forgot so many things that went on. I did too, because that was a really short news cycle. You know what I mean? I'm taking over Jay's job now. Oh my gosh. Thank you. It's fine. I don't know. I like to do like. Thank you. All right, cool. Well, we're almost, it goes so fast, right?
I couldn't wait till you got to October because that's when things unfortunately but fortunately got more interesting. We have 1 minute, by the way.
Yeah, and I'm sure I missed stuff because, like I said, I was going through this article, and then I was thinking of things that weren't in the article. There's just always so many things, you know. So it's crazy, but it's fun to reflect, and hope we don't make the same mistakes again.
Next year, it's kind of like do or die, and I'm only 22, man.
Oh, it's going to be a big year, big year. Okay, thank you. I was like, where's my countdown? Oh yeah, okay, it's coming. You'll like, I got something nice that you'll like this one. I just still feel like I'm not like better. Like I'm still got something going on.
Don't worry.
Over 2 weeks.
10 seconds.
Okay. Welcome back. This is Denise Nostrom, the Financial Chick. My company's in Medford, and you can reach me at 631-758-8691 or visit my website at financialchickshow.com. I'm here to help you on your financial journey. Over the years, things change, and I'm here to help you navigate all of those changes. All right, so before the break, we were talking about what happened in 2023, a little recap. So if you missed it, you can listen to the show on my website and check everything out. But we were up to October, and the unfortunate thing was when Hamas launched a terror attack in Israel, and Israel responds with bombing Gaza. Then we moved on to November, and then we saw Starbucks, which, you know, big, whether we like it or not, a big company in our country. Starbucks goes on strike, claiming the chain refuses to negotiate with their union. Then we jump to December 8th. Hunter Biden is indicted on 9 tax charges. So they're finally catching up on different things that are going on there. And then on December 14th, the House approves an impeachment inquiry into President Biden. You know, and then let's not forget, and this is probably something that's going on now, but it's going to probably continue into the new year, that states are trying to intervene into the next election by taking people off the ballot. Regardless of where you stand or who you are, nobody can feel okay about this. You know, that's one of our rights as citizens, is to vote and to be able to vote for people. And if it's somebody that we want to vote for, or even if it's somebody that we don't want to vote for, they should have the right to be on the ballot. So let's just say that 2023 was definitely riddled with political theater, fires, strikes in a lot of different ways. You know, I had even forgotten about the Starbucks strike. You know, we knew about the theater. What was it? The United Auto Workers strike. Just a lot of different things. And you know, there was a lot of many other avoidable nonsense things that went on as well. So let's just hope, again, you know, we learn from our mistakes. Unfortunately, in this country, we don't. We always keep repeating the same old craziness, especially in the political theater. It just seems like, you know, one side does it, and they think that, that when they're out of control, controlling the House or the Senate or whatever, that the other side's not going to do it. So it's going to become like a kindergarten story. Everybody's just, we're gonna impeach you, and then we're gonna impeach you, and then we're gonna, get you, and then we're gonna indict you, and it's become such a nightmare. So, but it's going to be an interesting year because it's going to be riddled with political theater. As we said, it was last year, but it's going to be this year even more so. We have 311 days until the next election and 387 days until Biden's gone. And I know that sounds pretty strong, but I'm just going to go there. All right. But anyway, so that was 2023. Now we go into the financial arena. So how did you do? How did everybody do for 2023? Now, it was an interesting year. We started off the year pretty shaky, coming off 2022 that was a terrible year. I mean, in 2022, every statement that we got was worse than, every quarterly statement that we got was worse than the one before. And, this year in 2023, people that are of age, over 72, 73, that are doing the requirement of distributions were down because the values were down. It's going to be a little bit different this year. The market has ended off a tremendous way. Just going through last Friday, not even including this week, the S&P 500 year to date was up almost 26%. The Dow Jones was up over 15%. The NASDAQ, which is mostly technology issues, up 44.4%. The Russell 2000 up 17.25%. Foreign or international stocks up 17.5%. And emerging markets up over 6%, almost 7%. So we saw a lot of people, and this happens time and time again. Where did people put most of their money? Because they were so excited because rates were up, into CDs. And they felt great, 5%, 4.5%, whatever it was. And time again, people lose purchasing power. Yeah, 5% looks great, but when inflation's at 9%, it's not that great. You're safely losing 4% if you're getting 9% inflation and 5% CD. Not to say that CDs are bad, but they shouldn't be the end-all be-all, especially for goals that you have that are longer than a year to 2 years or 3 years. So just even looking at the Dow Jones, if you were getting 5%, you got, I should say, if you got 5% on the CD with the Dow Jones, you would have got 3 times that amount of money on your accounts. So it's not really following the trends. We don't want to. I'd say it's sheep, but that's what happens. People are like, oh, just put it in there. And we've had people on the show that have talked about it too, that, be conservative. Listen, thank God my clients stayed pat, stayed where they wanted to stayed in the market, didn't go to cash or bonds. We made some adjustments, but definitely paid off this year. Last year was just a terrible year. We took a step back, but that's what it's all about. Sometimes the market's like our lives. We have lives that there's certain times where things are going really, really well for us, and we don't even realize it, and then something bad happens. And what happens is when that bad thing happens, it seems like it's going to go on forever, and it does feel like it's going on forever. And that's what the market is too. So when you feel that, oh, everything is terrible and everything like that, I'm just going to avoid it, and I'm just going to walk away, that's when the market does well. And so it's not the end. It really isn't the end. We've got next year to go into and then to do well. So it's not like you missed it. We never really miss it. And, because people have said, they're like, oh, well, what about now? Now it's at a high. Listen, we had a really dichotomy in the market. So the top 3 sectors of the S&P 500 were the following. Communication services would be like your cell phones, Zoom, that type of thing. Consumer discretionary, and information technology. So consumer discretionary is things that we don't really need, but we like to have. Like I'm here at the airport, and it's moving and shaking. So one of the things with consumer discretionary, people are traveling. People are going to Disney. People are going to the Caribbean, taking cruises, things that we hadn't seen several years ago. Consumer discretionary did well, but people were buying physical things. Now people are enjoying things with their families and with their friends. So communication services was up 56%, consumer discretionary up 43%, and information technology up 57%. Crazy numbers. Now, if you win those things, you did well. But you say, well, there's no opportunity. It's all over now. It's not, because the bottom 3 S&P 500, energy ended off at 0.04, so basically flat. You really didn't make any money in it. But typically when things don't do well, over the next year or so, that's the stuff that's going to do well. So it's called bottom fishing. So, something that did 57%, I'm probably not going to keep all the money in that particular investment. Maybe I'll keep the investment, but I'm going to peel off some of those gains and put it into something that hasn't done well. And to buy, basically, the sell high, buy low. That's how you win in this game. But most people set it and forget it, and they just don't make any changes. And that's your biggest mistake. All right, so that was energy. Consumer staples. Now it's funny, this is the brother or sister of consumer discretionary. Consumer discretionary, things that we don't need. Consumer staples, the things we need. We need water, we need shelter, we need food. Consumer staples ended off negative 0.59, basically flat. Again, didn't really do anything. And then finally, utilities, which we're using right now. The radio, you need electricity to use your radio. We need lights to see. Utilities were down 8% last year. Are they bad investments? Absolutely not. They just weren't in their lane at that time. So listen, it's time. Reflect on what you did for 2023. Take a look what your goals are. Get ready for 2024. There's still so many exciting things that are going to happen and a lot of opportunities. There's always opportunities, but you got to find them. And that's why you work with somebody like myself, because I know where the opportunities are and I can help guide you to get to those particular opportunities. But the first thing you need to do is figure out what it is that you want to do. I met with a client this week, or a new person this week, not even a client, but she's becoming a client. I said, listen, how much do you want in a cash reserve? What is that number? Because she has so much money in cash, and she was one of those ones putting monies in CDs, and but she wants financial independence. I go, well, that's not going to be the case. You got to move on. And she's ready to move on, but find out what your goals are, what it is that you want to do as you're reflecting and you're toasting in the new year, and then figure out how you're going to meet those goals, and meet with somebody like myself to help you do that. We all need our doctors to help us. We need the people that fix our cars. Get yourself a financial advisor. It's so important. So I want to thank you all for listening. This is actually my 162nd show, which I can't believe. I've been on the air for about 3.5 years now. I really enjoy being here every Friday with all of you. A huge thanks to my clients. I love working with you and helping you navigate your financial journey. You help me do what I love to do. So glad we pulled out a great year. And again, I'm glad you all stayed in it because you earned it. I want to wish you a very healthy, happy, peaceful, and prosperous 2024. Have a great New Year's Eve and stay safe. Remember not to drink and drive. Take an Uber and leave the driving to someone else. If you want to enjoy some beverages, it's much cheaper in the long run, believe me. Praying we have a great year ahead. We all deserve it. And if you have nothing to do on New Year's Eve, financial aid forms are coming up on December 31st. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. But anyway, just kidding. Enjoy yourselves. Take care for now, and I look forward to being with you again next Friday. Happy New Year. Losing my voice. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you all for tuning in today. I appreciate it. Happy New Year. Enjoy, and we'll see you next year.